Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 2 of ColdIron here on Dork Tales. I can't believe it's been a week since the last time we've been here, so welcome back to ColdIron. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly. I use he and him, and I'm very excited to be jumping back into this adventure in the, technically it's the Wild West, but it's like the Wild Southwest, so, you know, very Santa Fe chicken type of place. I don't know why that stuck in my head, probably from years at working at a rap bar. So, welcome back. This is ColdIron. If this is your first time here, then what you have missed is this is a Western-inspired, with some other twists, Dungeons & Dragons game set in our homebrew world of Elos. You can learn more about it either on our wiki by watching this or by checking out World Building Wednesdays on Dork Tales at noon Pacific, where I stream and talk about it and build more stuff in it every day on Twitch. Well, every week on Twitch. We have a lot to do today, but I wanted to thank you all for being here and for helping support this new game, because Sundays are sometimes hard, but we got to start at high noon, right? Speaking of high noon, we should probably put my hat on. And let's go ahead and meet the rest of the cast. Let's start with Caitlan.
Hello, everyone. Hello, sorry, I need to speak a bit more monotone for this voice. My name is Caitlan. I use she, her pronouns. Also, does Zoe, the Warforged Paladin upgrade of the party. And she became a little silly goofier than I was imagining. Maybe not silly goofy is the right word. But I just kind of imagined her very gangly and very helpful, and it's just taken a little bit of a different world, but I was thinking that here we are, and I'm happy to be here.
She is the sweetest, and I love her. She is the cinnamon roll, the robotic cinnamon roll of the party.
Yeah.
I love her. Next to her, of course, we have Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and so does my character, Trixxi Blastemoff, who is our goblin inventor, gadgetsmith, artificer of the group, using the supplemental artificer from Kibbles, or the alternate artificer. So, yeah, super excited to be back painting myself green. Hopefully Doggo decides to sleep soundly through the game. But
here's
yeah,
hoping.
Get up and down. That's the dog. But yay. Super
Yeah.
excited for game.
Down beneath
I'm
you.
totally not in danger.
You're not in danger. You're not in danger at all. But don't worry, you're going to be rescued by Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and today I get to play Belle Sinclair, who is our Tabaxi warlock of the group.
Beautiful. And Christine is preparing the puppy palace for puppy drop tomorrow.
I spent all morning cleaning a crate that had been sitting out in the garage for 10 years. That's the last time we had to use it.
In this crate for 10 years. Speaking of things that put animals in their places, I don't know what we're doing with that, but it's Carrion, played by Amy. Amian.
Hi, I'm Amy. My pronouns are she, her, they, them, and I'm playing Carrion Slaughterhouse, the ranger, gunslinger, half orc, half fiend, tiefling-esque individual who is here to have a good time and pet all the animals. Also,
this is true.
Her, they, them. Mostly she, her.
Beautiful. And also beautiful over in the corner, it's Kat.
Hey everyone, my name's Kat. I use she, her pronouns. And today I am playing our sinful seraphim sorcerer, Taliina'a. Usually refers to herself as either Tally or Bunny. She also uses she, her pronouns.
Love it. You know what I also love? I love our sponsor today, Bookwyrm Games. Bookwyrm Games has kept us in the saddle for over a year now, and you can go help yourself to some amazing dice at their website. Go to bookwyrmgames.com with a Y, like, you know, a dragon, of course. And you can get a hold of liquid core dice, wooden dice, metal. I mean, wooden dice are just dope as hell, let's be fair. But metal dice and even more. And if you like ColdIron, let us know, and I will do my best to make sure that when the Dork Tales dice start rolling out next year, they will include something that is ColdIron based. I have no idea if that would be like a gun dice or if it would be like bullet dice or something like that, but I'll go talk to the Bookwyrm people. Let me know. And also let them know that we sent you by using code DorkTales. And in return for that, when you use that coupon code, you'll save 15%. It is a great little present to you, and it's a great present to us too, because it shows our sponsors that you love us and that you love them. Also, I just wanted to thank you all for watching this. This game is a work in progress, so if any of the mechanics are functioning differently, firearms work weird in 5e. I've had a bunch of suggestions, like adapting systems from other game lines, like Warhammer Fantasy and Call of Cthulhu, and a bunch of stuff like that. We're going to keep playing with the rules that I've written right now, and if they need to be updated, this is kind of like a test run for the module we're working on for this. So definitely pop into our Discord, drop any stuff in the ColdIron spoilers, and chat with us about it. We'd love to hear more, especially if you like these characters, because we're always looking for some extra fan art and memes. Besides that, I wanted to thank everybody who is on the Patreon this month. You're going to be getting some fantastic bonuses when I'm back in town with Puppy tomorrow and can start working as normal while Puppy is being taken care of by Puppy grandparents, which is my favorite thing in the world right now, that you just drop them off and then get some work done. And then you take the puppy back so it can bite you. But still. So if you would like to support the stream, go to patreon.com/dorktales today. With that said, I think it's time for a little recap of where we were last time. Last time, you all traveled to the continent of Drace, also known as the Cauldron. Well, 3 of you did anyway. 2 of you were already in that place, living in the city known as Prospect, just beyond the ancient barriers known as the Hellgate. There, you all managed to come together by a twist of fate, as Arrival Day shepherded some 5,000 newcomers into town, including Belle, Zoe, and Carrion. From there, they quickly met Taliina'a, who was looking for young women to work with no bad intent at all, no ill intent at all, just looking for, some nice work, We all like to have a nice job from now. That sounds off, but you get what I mean. From there, you traveled back to a house of pleasure known as the Glory, where Taliina's friend, Bouncer, managed to set you up with a dilapidated room up on the 4th floor of this aging but still, we'll say vintage, place of fun. However, your rest was short-lived, as a fight broke out in the floor below you, complete with screaming and a pair of gunshots. And with that, you leapt into action, which is where we called game. Does anyone have any questions before we hop in? Perfect. So, allow me just to do a couple of things real quick. There we go. So today, we're going to begin slightly differently, though. The gunshots echo through the old wood of the building. But that's not where we are at the moment. We're traveling back to several months ago. The wind is dry and carries with it stinging nettles as it gently blows over the terrain there in the Badlands of Taliina'a. There are half a dozen people standing outside an immense pen. Now, for most people, when you see a pen, the old wood drawn out to keep hogs in, you expect something that's about 3 or 4 feet tall. Maybe 5 if you're dealing with cattle or something that has a particular weight to it or jump. However, this pen stands a solid 25 feet tall of crisscrossed reinforced wood. Wood in the Taliina'a Badlands is hard to come by. And as we are standing here, looking, you see a number of folk dressed in ranching clothes. Some of them dressed in something a bit more sturdy. For every 5 ranchers, you are going to see one person who is wearing a chainmail mesh bodysuit. One of them, an old orc woman with one eye, scars dancing along her cheeks, puts her hand up on the side of the fence. As she does, you can see that the chainmail gloves that she's wearing are not completely filled with fingers. A couple of them, her pinky, her ring finger on her left hand, flop limply against the wood. She looks inside, and you hear this tiny roar. And as she does that, we look inside and see Carrion standing in front of a trio of waist-high, lion-bodied, eagle-headed creatures, as 3 adolescent griffins circle her. They let out these horrid screeches. And you hear from the edge as that woman, Barda, the head of the ranch, calls over. Go on! Show us what you've got! And with that, you are being surrounded by them. What do you do, Carrion?
Really badly.
All right. Actually, Carrion, can you do me a favor and make me an initiative roll?
Okay.
Ooh, one of these griffins.
19.
Oh my god. These griffin, 2 of them rolled a 19 and a 20. I love it. Okay, so, and that's without their dex bonus, so they've only got, you know what, they're pretty gangly, so I'm going to say that, I'll say Griffin, Carrion, G2, and G3 are all going to go in that order. So one of them has initiative over you. It snarls and barks at you, letting out that little kind of little barks. These things are, if they were a dog, I'd say they're probably about an 8-month-old dog. Still gangly.
Probably really fluffy.
Very fluffy. They look much bigger than they are. They still have their underdown on. It's like when you wrestle these things, it's like wrestling with a ripped pillow. Like there's just plumes of feathers everywhere. However, they have very sharp beaks still because they're born with them. This one is going to rush you, trying to come at you from the side with one of its siblings, giving you a bark, trying to distract you. It doesn't work. They don't have pack tactics. But what is your armor class?
Do I have armor of any sort? Like when
Would you go in with armor?
Probably some sort. There'd probably be protective gear for dealing with wild.
So I'd say you'd probably have a chain shirt at the very least.
Okay. I have stats for leather armor, which gives me a 15.
No, you're gonna go into this with a chain shirt to wear for this. So that's AC 13 plus your Dex mod max of 2. So probably AC 15.
Yeah, it ends up being 15.
Okay. This one is going to manage to grab onto you. It's going to bite. It bit onto your ankle for a grand total of it bites onto your ankle for a grand total of that is 3 points of piercing damage. And as it does, it tries to hold you, trying to like gnaw through the chainmail garments that you're wearing. But it's your turn now. What do you do?
We're gonna do I have any gear for this? Like a whip or like a rope?
Absolutely.
Like,
you've got whip, you've got rope. What would you have to try to tame some of these things?
Something to get around its beak.
I'm going to say that you have one of those. You have like one of the poles
maybe
with the kind that they use for catching stray dogs. So you've got like a pole with one of those retractable loops on the end of it.
Yeah. Also, I want to intimidate. I want to show my dominance that I'm the boss here.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make me an intimidation roll. And remember, this is all in the past, so anything that you use is free use, like abilities and things like that.
Right. Well, I rolled a 19, and I don't have proficiency in intimidation, but that is still a 21.
Still a 21. All right. The one that bit onto you is going to let out a and is going to drop to its back, showing you its very fluffy belly and trying to like scrabble away from you on its back like a worm. One of the ones that was about to attack you is going to drop into a low crouch, let out a couple of clucks that you are going to recognize as submissive, the type of clucks that they give to a larger griffin or perhaps to their mother when they have been, chastised, which usually involves ripping out a lot of feathers. However, the one at the end did manage to succeed and is going to snarl at you. You have brought 2 of them down, taking only a bit of blood. The last one is going to glare at you. This griffin is black from head to toe. Even its fluff came in black. This dark midnight griffin is going to glare at you. What do you do as your action?
Going to try and grab it sort of like its scruff and like a subdual like
all right.
Yeah.
If you're using this
Imitate
pole,
parent trying to just pin kind of thing.
you may make me an attack roll with advantage if you're using the pole.
Yeah, to start, yeah.
Go ahead and make me an attack. Let's do this.
Is this... Oh, my strength and dexterity are the same anyway.
So this is going to count as a
And I'm
spear,
proficient
which
with
you are
pole?
proficient in. Yeah.
Yeah. That is... 50... 16.
16 is more than enough. Launching forward, you're going to be able to loop this around its neck and slam it on its back, kind of putting that tug on its scruff that says, you have been a bad griffin. That griffin is going to flex its back and snarl at you. On its turn, it is pinned. However, I am going to spend a hurt them more because I had a lot of those last game. I'm going to spend a hurt them more. Now these are these are baby griffins. These things are not particularly powerful. They could probably kill you in your sleep for sure. But the best part about them is that training them and taming them is a lot easier than adults because they don't fly. This one, as you have it on its back, is going to kind of struggle up to its feet and is going to roll its shoulders, stretch its wings out, and let out a and is going to start flapping and is going to take off to the sky.
No, oh, no.
You are still attached to it. Can you do me a favor and make me a ride check?
Yeah, how big is it and how strong is it if it's flying?
It is not flying well. I will give you that. You know what? I will make a fly check to see how it is doing.
Like, because
pretty good.
I'm attached and I am not small. I'm not big, but
the griffin is going to snarl and take off. You are both going to basically it starts doing the flying animal equivalent of dog hops or kitty hops, where it's getting about 10 feet of air and then landing on the ground with a thud, and then is going to try to go for a biggie and is gonna just kind of slam into the ground again. I want you to give me a ride check using strength instead of dex to hold on to this guy.
This is hilarious. So we said that I'm proficient in mounts, essentially.
Yep, you are proficient in mounts. It's a new proficiency we added for this that allows you to use your proficiency bonus. Don't forget your background also gives you, I believe, an additional D6 on an animal check once a day.
Oh, I have that written down. I have to double check.
I can check it for you real quick if you want. 1 sec.
Yeah.
Because we made a lot of stuff for this, guys. It's great. So that is in the ColdIron new rules document. And you can find that under Wrangler. So, Wrangler... there we go. Born in the Saddle. Your bond with animals gives you the ability to connect with mounts. Once per long rest, you may add a d6 to any ability check related to a mount, potentially changing the result of that check. So you can even add that after the roll.
Copied it over. Okay, so I rolled a 19.
Oh, damn. Okay, don't worry about it.
If I have proficiency bonus, if that's for saying that, then that's a 21 plus my strength.
Okay. How do you do this?
We're just gonna grab, hold, and pin. Like, we're not hurting this. We're just restraining and just, like, pinning its wings down, I think, as gently as possible.
That absolutely makes sense, because it is going to try to take flight a third time after you were going, whoa, and getting pulled and dropped 10 feet. Pulled and dropped 10 feet.
Probably imitating, like, a squawk or, like, attempting to do, like a growl kind of thing.
Perfect. On the third time it attempts to do this leap, you are going to... it ended up rolling a 2 on that check anyway. And the reason is because of you. So how do you bring it down as you do this squawk?
Just like, I think kind of like a grapple, like pinning, like if it's about, how high did you say were they?
So they're about
waist high?
They're about waist high. Like, they're pretty big, but they're not huge.
So we're just wrapping around, like, from the back, I think, just gripping and holding in like a subdual move.
Sounds good. All right, you are going to ride it to the ground and pin it, and after a moment of making those noises, it is going to it's thrashing around and struggling, but after a while, it's not going to be able to anymore.
Definitely switching from growl to like imitation chirps. Whatever is like expected.
Okay. It looks up at you with a look of pure rage, and then lowers its eyes and lets out a conciliatory and then goes completely limp. And with that, you're going to hear a lot of hooting and hollering over from the edge. The gate opens, and Bard the orc walks in. Nice work! It looks like you did a good job out here. Oh, that one actually took one of my fingers off. Makes sense. His dad took the one next to it. You think these are gonna be, you think you got all the fight out of them, eh? Huh.
I think so.
Well, I guess it's true then. You're just like your ma. I always say, bet on green.
Do you know?
I mean, I tend to. I mean, I'm green. Seems to work for me. Now look. Bugger, you got bit up a bit. Sorry, the chain wasn't good enough. Usually it's good, but that one's got... This new crop. We've been mixing them. Right? We've been mixing the stock, as you probably saw. Can you guess which ones? Do you want to make me an intelligence animal handling roll? Or an intelligence nature roll?
Sure. It's gonna have to be animal handling, because apparently my nature is not nearly as high. God, this dice likes me, at least for this.
Good.
Don't jinx it, Amy. Don't jinx it.
Why'd you have to say
Animal
that?
handling is a 24.
So, the basic ones that you're seeing around here are pretty standard Taliina'a griffins. Taliina'a griffins are the D&D PHB griffins. Pretty basic, pretty standard. But looking at this one is completely black, and you have not seen that anywhere outside of your learning that you have done about some of the griffins that stalk the lands of Serene. Serene is, to do a quick summary, it's a large mercantile country over on the continent of Argeny. The best you know, very mercantile, very hot. And it is kind of the equivalent of Spain, Portugal, maybe Aragon. But very hot, very vicious, like natural animals. Eh? Can you guess?
They're just kind of pointing at, like, the black one.
Who is?
Or, sorry, Carrion. Wow, my brain is blanking.
That's
So
okay.
many characters.
So many characters.
Yeah, no, Carrion. Carrion's pointing at the black one. And just kind of, like, eyebrow raised.
That's right. We got some dwarven traders. Apparently, the Serani are working on griffin riding. I thought only dwarves did it. What was his name? Goldbrew? Goldbelly? Something like that. Came through and brought that one with it. Well, brought his dad. So we're trying to mix them, see if we can get some big fuckers. And
I
then,
don't think that's kind of risky.
I mean, honestly, look. You've seen the other homesteads around here. Alright, the farther you are from Port Echidna, the more shit you get into. The next farm over got completely overrun by giant spiders. Bay spiders and the like. My thought, we mix some of the griffins, we get them a bit bigger, and the Serani ones tend to have a bit of a hunger for insect meat, right? So, what we do is we let them out, let them hunt, and then we can start a pest control service. Eh? We're here to fuck spiders up, eh?
That does seem to be part of the job description.
Well, tell you what, Davy's going to get you bandaged up, and I've got your payment in the house. You really are Eager's daughter. Her legacy's good with you.
Well, someone has to carry it on.
Meh. Not too fond of the
I don't
sibs,
think
are you?
it's- And they seem to be focusing on other paths.
That's fair. I did hear that, was it your brother? A pretty good shot, though. Took first place in one of the Echidna tourneys, didn't he?
I think he did it on a dare. Admittedly.
Fuck
But
me, he
yes.
did it on a dare. He must be quite good then.
He's fallen in with an interesting crowd.
Eh, can't be much more interesting than the crowd you... She pauses, swallowing the rest of her words. You've heard it your entire life. I just know your ma used to keep some interesting types around, eh? Like, she gestures sheer horns. Your pa?
I wouldn't know much about that one. But you have a point.
Yeah, nah. Alright, well, let's go get you cleaned up. And they do. They get you cleaned up. And the rest is more or less history. You spend a bit of time carousing, getting to know some of the local ranchers, mostly just doing a little bit of work that everybody has to do. You know, if you're trying to be a small business, you gotta schmooze, you gotta get to know people. Some of these folk are going to eventually open up ranches or homesteads or farms of their own. I mean, Taliina'a is not particularly hospitable, but there are those who are foolish enough to try. And when they try, they're gonna need someone like you to help tame and treat animals. So, somebody's got to do it. You get paid. And then you make your way back home. It's a couple days' ride. At this point, you were still riding a horse or something similar to it. And the welcome you expected when you got home was not quite there. Can you please do me a favor and describe your sister?
Ooh, okay. If Carrion is 5'6" with green skin and little stunted hair, like horns, then her older sister, Hera, is 5'8", 5'9", tall, very, like, defined features with very deep reds, like, very red skin and, like, these curved, like, large horns and, like, flowing dark hair that just sort of, like, is like a mix of red and black.
And what does her voice sound like, just for my benefit?
You mean like accent or tone?
Yeah.
Like,
Does she have an accent?
Like, somewhat. I'm thinking we're going sort of like,
The chat
like
has
my accent
suggested
for-
Karlak.
No. We're going like smooth. We're going elegant.
Okay.
We're going like.
Okay. Any accent?
I think. So I think Carrion's kind of a mix of like what I like. Like Jahira / like Mizora mix, if you know what
Okay.
I'm going for
Yeah,
with that.
okay.
Yeah, we're talking. This is someone who takes themselves seriously and knows they're very attractive
Okay.
and very
That's what Hera
tall
sounds
and
like?
elegant. Yeah.
As you ride home, the front door is wide open. The number of animals you keep on the property is pretty intense. Dogs, cats, other creatures that you could choose to mention. And as you enter, you see Hera going through a couple of chests. Some of your mother's old things, some of her things. It looks like she's packing. Are you going to announce yourself when you walk in? Or are you just going to leave me hanging? Yes, I did hear you.
Hi, Hera.
Hello, Carrie. How was the job?
It was fine. Why are you going through Mom's things?
Because something's missing. I don't know what it is. The lock on her private chest was broken. The one we never bothered to go into? Reggie. Probably broke into it. He's gone. He's
here.
taken his things.
What do you mean?
You were gone for 3 weeks. The night you left, someone showed up. A man. Dark eyes. Well, dark everything. Actually, the eyes weren't dark, the eyes were blue. Everything else, pure black. Fucking black mask? Said He was looking for Mom. I wanted to make him leave, but Reggie was curious.
What did he do?
Well, he took something from Mom's reserve. And then he left a note. She goes over to the table and holds up a hastily scrawled piece of parchment. Going to take care of something Mom should have done. Big reward. Don't follow me.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, fucking idiot. So, what I'm thinking is... He's got a 2-week head start. He hasn't come back yet. He's either dead, or he's getting into a lot of trouble. The people with our characteristics probably shouldn't be caught in the middle of. I'm gonna go find him. I was waiting for you to come home. Your job took an extra week.
Back my things.
No, you're going to take care of the animals. This is still a ranch. We still have Mom's legacy to take care of. So you're going to stay here.
Yeah, we've got neighbors. I'm sure they'd understand.
You're going to stay here, and you're going to watch the things so that I can do my job. Okay?
Hell I am.
The hell you are. As she says that, a bit of fire licks behind her eyes. Someone has to watch out for this place. I can go find the idiot brother. You be a good girl, okay? That's what you're good at. Stay out of trouble.
Fine.
Good.
Of course.
Look, I'm not trying to be a bitch. She walks over and puts
Yeah, you don't
one
have
of...
to try. I'll look after the place, okay? Just go get Reggie.
I'm gonna go get Reggie. Okay? Look, Carrie. You're not suited for trouble. Okay? You love this kind of life, okay? You don't need to see the big world. You're fine with your animals, and you're fine with teaching people how to treat things with respect and all of that good stuff, okay? You're not built for the big wide world. You're not built for adventure. Stay safe.
Oh, fuck right off.
I'm serious. Ma would have wanted me to make sure that you stay safe. You're not built...
Yeah, Mom's not here.
No, but I am. And that means that I'm in charge of you, okay?
I'm in charge of you. Fine. Just get home soon. Just get
Oh.
back here.
I'll get home soon. Don't worry. Thanks for understanding. Some people aren't meant for adventure. Stay safe. And as she says that, we are going to smash cut back to the current day, and I need an initiative roll, please, from everybody.
He's been fined the entire flashback scene, and now he starts to whine.
No!
Oh no! The wild dogs in the street are going nuts again.
It's true. All right. So, in the meanwhile, let's go ahead and let's drop our initiative. Robin, go check on him real quick. And I will get stuff set up for the combat.
Well, then Robin should just go first and then go check
Yeah.
on him. She's tied with Cat.
Okay, so... perfect. Okay, so that's going to be a 15 for me. Just going to check your initiatives real quick. Okay, so checking initiative, I have... Damn, you guys have high initiative. Okay, so I have... Actually, this makes sense because you're actually in the room. So I'm gonna give Trixxi the initiative. Cat.
Okay.
And then, so I've got Trixxi, Tally, Belle. Then I've got, we have Carrion. And then we have Zoe. And then we have something else. Okay, so with that, there is an explosion of energy and glass as this combat begins. Down inside of the room, we flash cut into Trixie's room. Trixxi, the man that was once Brodvik, has shifted, growing. His jaw descends, black goop rises up his body, flowing through the pores of his skin into his veins, extending his arms into long, serrated blades that break through his flesh. It's that point that you realize the bones themselves have grown through the flesh. The marrow solidifying into spikes as he lets out this horrible roar that is multi-layered. You see that his throat parts. It is a chorus of voices. 3 mouths screaming at once. And top of the initiative, it is Trixxi. What do you do?
Can I use the offer to do 2 actions? One is a smoke bomb and one will be shoot.
Sure, I'll let you do it, but your shoot is at disadvantage.
That's fine. I want to protect, poor, what did I forget your name now?
So, to describe the room, you can see that the curtain is... So, Akvir is lying on the ground in a pool of blood from that gunshot. He is bleeding profusely, but his chest is still moving. Across the room, this mutated form rips through the curtain that separates the right side of the room from the left. And
right, he's injured and bleeding out.
He is injured, yeah, he's bleeding out.
Then maybe no, I won't use the offer, I'll just shoot because I don't want to obscure him.
Sounds good.
Necessarily.
All right, Glaring, you're going to take a shot and go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Cool, I am going to, where was it with, I think it's with this gun. Oh no, that's with the impact gauntlets. Okay, yeah, no, I won't do that then. Alright, I will shoot. Shoot. Bang, bang. That is going to be 17 to hit.
A 17 to hit is going to hit, actually.
Alright, I'm going to use Fury of the Small on this as well.
Oh, good. You probably need to.
Alright, so 2d4 plus Dex plus 2. Shoot. 5 plus 5 is 10 points of piercing damage.
Perfect. All right, so doesn't have any damage resistances, thankfully. As you fire, there's going to be a plume of gun smoke that erupts out of the edge of your hand as you pump around into the person that was once Brodvik. Blood sprays the wall, but as it does, you see that it doesn't look like blood at the moment. The blood that rips out of him and splashes against the wall is congealed, almost like... It makes you think of spider webs. Rather than a splash, this viscous cling. Do you do anything else on your turn?
I would like to use Nimble Escape to try and make a hide check under the bed.
Sounds good. Go ahead. And I believe Nimble Escape means you can do that without disadvantage?
No, I just can do it with a bonus action.
Cool.
So that's a rogue ability. That's a rogue ability.
Fair.
I can
All right, so
disengage or hide as a bonus action.
Make me a roll with disadvantage, please.
Sounds good. High check is stealth. Yes.
Is stealth, yes.
8.
8. Okay. You have determination if you want to spend it.
No, I don't think I rolled well enough for him to do that.
Okay, so you duck under the bed. At the very least, that gives you cover.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so end of your turn. Tally, you're up, then Belle.
Perfect. Okay. She's going to move up to the door and see what's happening. And
I did say the door was kicked open, so yeah, fair.
yeah. So she is going to use dissonant whispers on this guy
Okay.
thing. So she's just kind of floating a couple feet above the ground at the moment, and she's going to dissonant whispers. And can you make me a wisdom save, please, Kelly?
Nat 20.
Oh, damn. Okay, well,
So what does this look like? Describe this to me.
So, so she's basically gonna come, kind of float into the room, and just kind of with a bit of a ethereal light around her, she's going to just start whispering. No one can actually hear anything that she's saying, but she's just gonna start, very quietly kind of muttering, while reaching out towards this creature.
And it's going to snarl, and its eyes are going to flash a sickly green.
And she's just, once she's done, she's just going to gently touch back down on the ground and step out of the way of the door.
Okay. Okay, so
with
just
your
ducking.
nat 20, you wouldn't, you don't take any damage
Nothing.
on that,
Not with
right?
our homebrew rules, no.
I didn't think so. I did not think so.
All right.
Yeah, so she's just gonna kind of chill beside the door, just inside of it, so other people can come in.
Next in the initiative, Belle, you are going to run down the outside and slam through the window.
I mean, I'll open the window, not break it.
Okay. The window would probably be open to let some of the steamy air out of this room. Go ahead. You may do so. You will still have 10 feet of movement once you get into the room. So one of the windows is boarded up or blocked off by a large shelf or something, but the other one is able to be opened and you can hop in that way. Go ahead.
All right. Belle is going to open it, slide through, kind of perch on the windowsill a little bit. Look around at what the hell is happening. See the thing.
That is an apt description of it, given my inspiration.
I think let's do an Eldritch Duel Mark on
Ooh.
it.
Okay.
And level my gun.
Okay, Eldritch Duel Mark, let's say that it's that skull token, because that's dope. All right.
Sweet.
Oh, I forgot to say on my turn, if it was possible to do as a free thing to just scream for help on Trixxi's when Trixxi was doing that.
I think that sounds like a very accurate thing to do. Perfect. All right, so there's a screaming goblin hiding behind the bed, screaming for help with a smoking gun in her hand. And Belle.
I feel like that justifies Belle deciding to shoot this thing.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna kind of perch and level her long gun at it after putting the Eldritch Duel Mark on it. I'm just rereading the rules to make sure I am aware of what it does. Okay. And my rifle attacks count as magical with this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is 23 to hit.
That's a hit.
Sweet. This gun is a D10, and I add a 4 for the duelist mark.
Oh, fair, yeah. And then you add your dex on top of that. So this is going to be a big shot.
Oh no, this is my packed weapon. I add charisma.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
16 points of damage.
16 point, holy crap. Beautiful shot. The shot rings out, punches through, and as it does, everyone present is going to smell like a puff of cigarillo, like burning ash and burning tobacco is going to fill the air for a moment. Beautiful shot. He's still up though, and it's his turn. He is going to look around the room, look down at this gaping hole in the side of his chest. Anything you have as a bonus action? Or I believe you had to mark him as a bonus action.
Dual mark is a bonus action. However, I still have movement.
Okay, yeah, you still have 5 more feet once you're on the ground. So,
Well, I was gonna go back out the window and just cling to the wall.
okay,
and have cover.
fair. I guess. Yeah, that sounds.
I'm gonna
like
angle to the side so that he'd actually have to come around to try and hit me.
He is going to turn, look at where you ducked out, and then look back down. His face is still half Brodvik, this handsome half-elf man. He turns your direction, Trixxi. You can't see him from where you are at cover, or maybe you can just over the bed. And he goes, Trixxi, help me. And then turns and looks at Taliina'a. Taliina'a, which languages did you take for your ancestry?
Synthrill.
Cool. That's all I need to know. He looks at you, and in a language that everyone here is going to hear that sounds like... It sounds like the verbal equivalent of a black note and a shepherd's tone mixed together. This wrenching sound is going to lean your direction. Trixxi, help me!
You should not be.
And is going to move his full speed up to you and make an attack on you, Taliina'a, instead. So,
Okay.
I'm using Reckless Attack. That's a nat 20.
Ah, that's a hit.
How many hit points do you have?
I have 9.
Okay, you are going to take... Well, this is very fortunate for you. Oh, wait, no, it's not. We took that out of your racial background. You're going to take 4 points of melee damage as he rends down the front of you with that serrated arm that is formed into almost like a spiked axe. And on top of that, you're going to take an additional 4 points of, we'll call it necrotic damage for now.
Okie dokie. I am up.
You are up, and not particularly much so. That is going to be his turn. So everybody, until the beginning of his next turn, everyone has advantage on him for attacks, just so you know. All right, it is Carrie's turn. Carrie, what are you doing?
Yeah, we were launching ourselves down the stairs.
Yep, I'm going to say that at the when this combat began, you're about just in front of the door.
Okay. And this thing is right there, being
Right there,
horrible?
being absolutely terrifying.
Ugh, I don't like that. I can shoot it, right? That's a thing I can do?
You absolutely can. Now, here's the
Yeah.
thing. You might want to move inside of the room. The room is just so that right now he has slight cover from Tally.
Okay. So yeah, I will want to move in then.
Okay.
Is the door right in
We
front
are
of me?
gonna
Is that
be-
what we're at?
The door is directly north of you. And so just a quick reminder, we are going to be using a lot of cover rules in this because there are a lot of firearms in this game. So be sure to duck and cover on your turn. Like, it costs very little movement to do so and gives you a +2 AC just to be behind something.
Yeah, okay. So I think I can move in so I'm not like right in the line of fire if someone's right next to them.
Good thinking.
And I don't think I crossed any threatened squares. And okay, we'll move one more. And I took the Delano Defender revolver.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. I would love to shoot this person.
I would love you
say.
to shoot this person.
So, normal roll to attack kind of thing.
Basically,
Dexterity.
yep. You're the only thing is let me know if you roll in that one. For multiple
Okay.
reasons.
I did not roll a nat 1. I
Okay.
rolled a 15.
Okay, so
Dexterity is-
that's going to be a hit.
So that's a 21 to hit total.
That is definitely going to be a hit. Roll me 2d4 plus your dex.
Yeah. Where's my d4s? Oh, beautiful. And that's 12. That's max damage.
12 max damage. I'm going to say, looking in this room, so you still have a tiny bit of movement. 12 points of damage are going to explode through this creature, and you're going to see that there is another firearm on the floor. It looks like he dropped some, or well, from where he's standing or where you saw him move, it looks like he dropped a gun. It is another sidearm, and it is a 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, it is a spell short sentinel, a heavy revolver.
Okay. How far is it?
About 5 feet north of you and just laying on the ground. You could just dive and grab it to have a second gun.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Absolutely.
Cool. So that is a 1d10 firearm. You need strength 13 to use it one-handed.
Well, I have that.
Cool. You have 2 guns now.
That was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet. So I could probably duck behind a chair. It won't help me too much, but...
Actually, since you grabbed that on your turn, you could spend a bonus action to fire with your offhand.
If you'll allow it, sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's still a sidearm, so it's basically a light weapon, even though it's a heavy revolver.
Mm-hmm. So it's been a while since I did offhand.
So offhand with this, you are just going to fire a shot. You won't add your dex to it, though.
To the damage or the attack?
To the damage, pardon me.
Okay, so to the attack, though, I'm still proficient.
You're still
and
proficient?
Still my dex.
Yeah.
So that's a dirty 20.
That's going to hit. Another gunshot roars out as you dive for that gun. Raise it and fire. It's got a hell of a kick in your offhand. So roll me a d10.
And you said?
Yep.
Aw, not so good, but that's a 3.
I mean, still, another bullet's going to smash through him. And is that the end of your turn?
Going to keep moving to duck behind one of these chairs. Or underneath the
Sounds-
desk if there's one of them.
There is a desk. That it's going to be a tight fit because it's a goblin-sized desk, but you can make it work.
That's fine. I'll just basically just dive down and pull a chair in front.
Beautiful. All right, and Zoe clanking down the hallway. What do you do?
Zoe's gonna bluster into the room. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And she's gonna run up to, I kind of stall midway, and kind of be like, whoa, whoa. She's kind of taking in the scene, seeing who's hurt, but seeing this guy bleeding out on the bed. She's gonna go over to him.
Okay.
I can just make it with 30.
Sounds good. I am going to take an opportunity
Yeah,
attack
because I
against you.
Yes, please do. I have my shield up, by the way.
Perfect. That is going to be... does a 17 hit you?
No.
Okay. So you're going to hold your shield up, and as you do, you're going to hear a scrape of bone across it as you deflect it.
Ooh. Oh gosh. I only have a little bit of energy left. I'm so sorry. And she will touch and lay on hands for 1 point.
Perfect. That's honestly all you need to stabilize.
Yes. She will stabilize them. And basically, that's my whole movement. Scrambling up to the bed and just kind of have her shield towards The fighty boy. That is my turn. I don't have a bonus action. I am, defending is my bonus action with my shield.
Sounds good. All right. That means that I get to ignore the bleed action for our good friend Akvir. Good, because he was going to bleed out if nobody healed him at the end of this round. Beautiful. All right. Top of the initiative again, I have Trixxi.
All right, Trixie's gonna pop out from under the bed, leap on, look at all the people suddenly in her room, look at Zoe healing Akfir and going, "Oh, thank you. I just, you're wonderful." And she's actually gonna, yeah, I think she's actually gonna suddenly gonna see her gun that's in her arms suddenly flick out into like just a regular kind of fist, and it's only gonna like little bits are gonna kind of come out and make her fist look a little bit like slightly bigger and larger than it usually is. And she's gonna run up to this guy, he's kind of screaming and trying to like tackle him, and then she's gonna use her impact gauntlet on him as well.
Okay. You have advantage on this
And
attack.
he has advantage, perfect. I have an ability with impact gauntlet to forego my proficiency bonus on my attack roll, and if I succeed, I get to double my proficiency as damage on it as well.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm. It's very nice. I thought that was for all of my stuff, but it's just the impact gauntlet. But that's why I was like looking. I was like, oh, do I want to shoot? But now that I have advantage, so I will not add. All right, let's see. 11 does a 15 hit.
15 hits.
Amazing. All right, so does the impact gauntlet do anything else right now? It's not magic yet. Well, it's not that magical. Yeah, bludgeoning. Yep. Okay. So D6. Oh, that's almost max damage. So 6 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, so no, why am I saying 6? That's 5. 8 plus 4 is 12 points of bludgeoning damage on him.
12 points of bludgeoning damage. Beautiful. That is going to rock him back a bit. Are there any other things that this causes aside from just the bludgeoning?
Not yet. I get to start upgrading my stuff at later levels. So I will be getting, I can add 2 upgrades to this impact gauntlet, which is amazing.
We love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So then as a bonus action, I'm taking the disengage action to kind of get kind of back onto the bed, kind of to block Akvir from this thing.
Perfect. All right. With that, it is Tally's turn. Tally, you are bleeding profusely. I don't think you've ever been harmed like this in your life.
No, she hasn't. She's not happy with anything that's happened.
And at the start of your turn, I need you to do me a favor. Can you make me a Constitution save?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me find what my con save is. Oh, okay. At least I have good. That's 23.
Okay, cool. You are briefly. What is your intended course of action? Like, just give it to me in like one sentence, real quick.
She is wanting to drop this thing.
Okay. You are going to briefly get a glimmer of thought and see yourself turning and running for the door and being cut down to ribbons. You are going to see yourself try to dive around him and go for cover, and you see him grab your ankle and tear you in half long ways. You are going to try to dodge to the right to stab into one of those gunshot wounds, and you are going to see yourself miss and be absorbed into the flesh mass. All of these thoughts are going to go through your head for a moment. You're not going to have any negative effect, but it's like you see an echo of yourself do all of those things. And then it's your turn. What do you do?
Oh my god. She is going to psychic whip this guy.
All right, sounds good.
So that is a how does a 17 hit?
It sounds great. Give me damage.
Amazing. Oh, and also, can you give me a strength save, please?
Ooh, I probably can't.
And
Did you roll with an advantage on your attack?
Oh, no, I didn't. Here, let me just double check that. It does not change.
Okay.
No, not 20.
No, not 20. Perfect. The strength save, I am throwing around a 14.
You fail. You are grappled and take 7 points of psychic damage as she kind of stumbles backwards up against the wall. And this thin, like, thread of purple energy is going to extend from her, from the tip of her finger, and just coil around. Like from the bottom up, just coil around and
Perfect.
and grapple this thing, and just kind of squeeze a little bit.
You squeeze and you see some of the pustules burst. You see his one good eye become bloodshot as you choke him and start pulling him toward you. He is grappled, so he has 0 speed, but he's still up against your face and is going to let out this low guttural growl. Anything on your turn? Anything else?
Could I? No, disengage is a full action.
It is.
Can I use the offer to disengage to get away to the other side of the door frame, just so I'm not right in front of this guy?
I'm gonna say no for this. I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Sounds good. In that case, that's
it.
it.
Perfect.
That's
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
Belle, it's your turn. We cut back to the window.
I'm gonna slide back in and assess the situation and level her gun.
All right. You have
Oh, do I get advantage because he's grappled?
No, but you get advantage because he reckless attacked.
Oh, sweet. That's a fucking 19! That's a crit for me because of dual mark.
Okay. So.
So that's 3d10 because of Deadeye feat.
Oh my god. What did I do?
Alright, so...
All ones.
Oh! I guess I also re-roll my d4 3 times.
Oh god.
Because
yeah, you do.
re-roll all dice.
You do, yeah. Oh god, I built a crit machine.
Yeah, I did go and look and decided I wasn't going to take Duelist instead because I felt like Deadeye will actually do more for me.
Deadeye's pretty dope. But anybody can take it, so.
That ends up being 34 points of damage.
34 points of damage. How do you do it?
I think she just levels the gun and probably yells "duck" at Taliina'a and just blows the head off.
It lets out a roaring scream, Taliina'a, as you hear duck. It opens its maw, and I need you to picture like the worst parts of Venom, like where the fangs fold out from beneath the maw, and it leans forward to bite your head off right as... Do you duck?
She ducks.
A gallon of ichor splashes the wall above your head. as this creature drops to the ground. It starts writhing and convulsing on the ground for a moment, timeless between all of your perspectives. And then as it does, all of the animating ichor and darkness and that strange glow in his eyes is going to re-solidify, and with a final he arches his back so hard you hear the spine snap. And a small piece of metallic ore, about the size of an egg yolk, clinks to the ground, glittering like an oil slick. What do you all do?
Taliina'a is going to just she's gonna take one quick second to just press the digitation herself, and then she's just gonna kind of collapse to her knees by the door because she hurts.
Well, you're not stable.
Bloody fuck was that?
Who the fuck are you all?
Well,
I thank you for the help, but are you with Tally?
we just got off the boat.
Oh, girls, we're gonna need to have a conversation.
There's a room upstairs. It's a roof. So we could hear you. And it sounded unpleasant.
I appreciate the I appreciate the assistance.
All right. Carrion's like climbing up from behind the chair and under the desk, brushing off like dust and whatever.
Yes, good question.
Trixxi's gonna go over and grab the piece of metal that kind of clinks to the floor.
What was all that about?
But seriously, what the bloody fuck was that?
And Tally at this point is gonna stand up and go, of course, Trixxi's all right. She's like a bad stain. You can't get her out.
Oh, are these your new targets, Tally?
No.
You know? Oh, really? Has she offered you a job?
What?
Have you been offered a job from Tally? Girls that work for her go missing.
This is too much energy for you right now. Taliina'a.
And her wings are gonna flare, and she's gonna try and take flight, not successfully. And go, some of us have other types of jobs here too. I have to do what I'm told, just like you do.
Yeah, but my girls that work here don't go missing. Never to be seen again, Tally. You replacing them? Fresh girls from the boat?
A lot of hostility here. And it's a little
She's Tally, the humanoid trader. Trafficker.
I am not.
Well,
no, you just work for the company that does.
So Zoe, are you interposing yourself between these two?
Yeah, kind of. Trying to.
Okay. What do you say?
Fussing around Tally. Maybe you'll just need to take a breath. And once we're actually all healed again, which I'm sorry, I'm just gonna she's gonna run into the repeat priest's back and maybe bring out some bandages and try to bandage. I'm all out of energy right now, but later we can heal you, or maybe we'll just have a nice book and we can just chat about this over a meal, I think. You don't seem so bad, Tally. And you don't seem so bad either. I have no idea what your name is.
I'm Trixxi.
Trixxi, nice to meet you.
Thank you all for the assist. Sorry. Why don't we just have a conversation? You're right. Let's take a breath.
Yeah.
and you can hear
I
before.
think Belle's just looking
Oh.
back and forth through all the conversations going.
Trixxi and I have
Carrion is similarly
history.
Just don't get me involved in. Is probably
Right.
looking at Belle meaningfully.
And in that moment of pause, Belle, you and Carrion are going to see at the door something else has shown up. A pair of beefy bouncers, one of which you will recognize as the one that let you into the upstairs room. And standing between them, dressed in a bright purple, ruffled, full body dress with a laced up, almost like stitched in, high white collar, is an amethyst scaled dragonborn. Fake eyelashes, lots of blush painted on to the side of their beautiful amethyst scales, is going to look around the room and say, I think we all should have a nice long chat about what's going on in my home. And I think that's where we're going to take a quick break as Madam Stylus, the owner of the Glory, arrives at the room. So folks, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Howdy, y'all. Welcome back. This is the part of the program we're going to quickly talk to the chat before we hop back into game. How do you enjoy your first boss battle, folks?
Woo!
Yeah.
I just lost one of my biggest clients, so pretty bad.
Wah, wah.
I lost all my HP, so pretty good.
You survived. You survived. So folks, I hope you have been having fun with this. This is going to be great. I'm excited. I'm happy about this game so far. Trixie's got those magic hands. Yeah, it's true. It has multiple settings. So anybody have any quick news or thanks, Teddy. Any fun stuff that needs to be shared with anybody? Anybody need to chat about anything?
I'm good.
You're
I
good?
think so.
Yeah, just game.
Game? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm watching the
Yeah.
dog try to remove himself from his hoodie, and not well. He's got like one arm almost out of it, and he's kind of like Quasimodoing on the floor.
Nice. Well,
Teddy, stop eating that.
I just unpacked all the stuff I got him, and I clipped the tags off of this little hat.
Oh,
Come say hi.
I can't wait to stick this on him. He's got little holes for his ears.
Come here, Teddy.
He's got.
I
he's
wish
got a hate
I
for his
could.
butt.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna do it all the same.
I wish I
hate
could
for it.
dress up the bunnies, but it's not good to dress up bunnies. So they
Teddy.
stay undressed up.
Come on.
Aw. You could probably like get those little tiny like hair clip bows for babies that have like the really soft, gentle clasps with like fabric covered.
That's true. Yeah.
And just put
yeah,
that in their
those-
hair.
That I
Their head.
could use actually. I did at one point get Vincent a little witch hat. For his first Halloween.
That seems very like applicable.
Yeah, he's the reason why I got no sleep last night.
Yeah.
So, oh my god,
Hello.
I love the
The
putting the paw on your
video-
face thing that he does. It's so cute.
With the video I think Robin posted, was it? With the distorted Giraffe
Dinosaur
trying to
ate
hit
the
me.
dog.
He's trying to eat
was
his
so
hoodie straps.
perfect.
Yeah, he does that.
The baby.
It's a dinosaur. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Ready? Rah, I'm a dinosaur. Blah. Rawr. Oh, hello.
Yeah, no, when they sent me the photo of him in that for the first time, right when
Who's
they
a
got
cuddly
it,
boy.
I legit shrieked and then had to call them to be like, oh my god.
Yep. He's like partially invisible. Hold on. I can lower my green screen a little bit. Oh, hello, Pupper.
It makes getting annoyed with him a little easier because he's cute. He's very cute, and it's less difficult to get.
There you go.
No,
He
it's more
he had
difficult to get mad at him.
he had natural camouflage. Now he is visible. Teddy, stop trying.
Dogosaur.
Ow, that's my finger. You want to wear a cowboy hat? Teddy. Teddy. Okay. Anyway, this is the reason we haven't had very many games this week. Say hi, Teddy. Hello, Teddy. Because
Very soon he will start getting babysat.
I know, because he screams a lot. Never as bad as when Rob and I are eating, though, because he screams at us if he doesn't get any food, even if he just ate. He's very big on fairness and collective eating. All right. Also, he eats, and it was really funny. I was eating some wasabi peas because I like to have food while I'm editing. And get out of here. Get out of here, you little monster. So I was eating wasabi peas because they're great and they're good for you for the most part. And as I was, there we go, get my background up. Cool. As I was doing that, he kept like barking because he thought that I was eating something that was for him, because pouring wasabi peas into a bowl sure sounds like his food dish. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. If you really want, I'll give you one wasabi pea. It was the cutest goddamn thing ever because he eats it. Like he eats it and then immediately drops it out of his mouth. And then he kind of tilts his head and then he eats it and immediately drops it out of his mouth and then jumps back like he's been kicked in the face. He's like, and then he jumps on it and keeps having a battle with it where he eats it, spits it, gets angry, eats it, spits it, gets angry, until he finally defeated it. And then he looked at me for more. The dog likes wasabi peas. It's weird. Eventually one of them got a little bit, like the wasabi got into his sinus cavities and he got a little twitchy, but you know, it was pretty adorable. And he also liked blueberries, so including frozen blueberries. So we have things that we can feed him that are healthy. I'm excited about that. I'm not excited to take him on a plane tomorrow, though, because that's hopefully he is going to be asleep the whole time. I'm really hoping we can tire him out. Because only an hour flight. And then...
Well, and fingers crossed they'll let him be in the cabin.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've been feeding him real well. So he's on the cusp of what the airline allows for weight inside the cabin. But he's like right on there. Like it's like maybe a half-pound difference with the carrier. So I'm hoping that they'll just not care. But we'll see. If not, we'll have to ship him underneath in a hard case, which we're going to bring to the airport too. But hey, enough dog tales. Time for some dork tales. You guys ready to hop back into game?
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. I'm just going to do a quick adjustment because Amy's fixed everything. So now I can take down that just a touch so it doesn't erase any of her shoulders. Perfect. All right. So without further ado, folks, I think it's time for us to head back into game. Let's pop back in and see what's happening in ColdIron. Hello and welcome back to ColdIron here on Dork Tales. As you are all standing there, this Dragonborn, Madame Stylus, dressed in finery, a long, like, tight dress that cinches at her waist and then balloons out, with one of those underbustles, I believe. That might be the wrong thing to call it, but very, like, southern with that, with those, like, frames underneath, you know, to keep the skirts like voluminously away from her body. I can't believe I don't know the names of these things, but like
Like a
Hoop skirt.
a hoop skirt. Yeah, she has like a hoop skirt that kind of goes out about 2 feet around her. It swings like a bell as she walks into the room and looks around. Do y'all mind telling me what the hell has happened here in my home?
Madam Stylus, I was with a client, Akfi here, and Brodvik, he burst in the door wanting the usual, the services, and he was not happy, and he shot Akvia, so I reflexively shot him back. And then him bleeding, he must have not been something right. He just transformed and started attacking me. It was
He'll
all
kneel
self-defense,
down.
madam.
Next to the body. Hold out a hand, and you'll see a spectral mage hand lift his face. Y'all are gonna be in some big trouble. She looks up at each of you. What are you all doing here?
I just need to know that man didn't die.
Which room are you renting right now? Which one of my family are providing your services tonight? And as she asks that, can I get everybody to make me an insight check? Taliina'a, you do not have to make this check.
Okay.
Do I have to make this check?
Yes, you do. But you may make it with advantage.
That's a 10.
Okay. So you're not getting any of that, but anybody else? Did anybody else roll above a 13?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, Trixxi, the upstairs rooms are in the process of renovation. They're not particularly nice, and they're not safe to sleep in. You know that at times, certain bouncers have taken people up there for trysts, and other things like that, because it's right above your head. But no one's supposed to be up there. And as with that insight roll, everybody else is going to notice that Justice, the giant tiefling bouncer that's standing right behind Madam Stylus, is looking real uncomfortable at this moment.
With that insight, I managed to get a dirty 20.
Okay.
So I think Belle would try to kind of, obviously seeing the discomfort, knowing the rooms around her, this was probably done without her permission. Is there a way for her to kind of respond, but spin it off in a way of like,
Stand with me, madam.
Okay.
Booked Akvia and Brodvik was unscheduled. These three were supposed to be next. It was a group discount. Bonus.
Make me a deception roll.
As I've not serviced multiple women at the same time.
Now, Belle, as she says that, are you going to add anything to that to try to make it a little more believable?
Sure. I will happily add my persuasion to that, to, I think maybe something like, yeah, was just coming in for our turn.
Okay, Trixxi, roll with advantage.
Nice.
Ooh, roll well. Roll well.
It's okay. I rolled a 19 plus 3 is
Ooh.
22.
She bats her sizable eyelashes at you, which of course are not her real ones, but some people like to see them on Dragonborn. Is that so? So if I were to go upstairs and check the waiting area up there, I wouldn't find anything but my own personal possessions there.
I think you should speak to your bouncers about that, madam. I just know I book clients.
Belle is prepared to, the moment she turns around and leaves the room, to dash up the wall and grab stuff.
All right, Trixxi. We have a protocol for this. What I need you to do is I need you to get your friends here, and you need to stop bleeding on my rug. She gestures over at Taliina'a, who is bleeding still rather profusely. Can I get Zoe to make me a healing check, please? So make me a medicine check.
Medicine? Okay, I'll try. Oh, I rolled a 15 again, so that's an 18 again.
So you managed to staunch the bleeding,
Nice.
but this wound is different than any other type of wound you've ever seen.
Oh,
You don't think this is going to be able to be healed except with magic.
oh. You got you real good. I'm sorry. I can kind of stop bleeding, but you're gonna need to see like a healer. I mean, I could do it in the morning, but like, I need a healer.
Yeah, no, he. Oh,
I think I could only get through like maybe clearing about halfway in the morning even, so
he got me really well.
yeah.
I'm used to pain, but this is a lot.
Well, that poultice isn't gonna do anything.
Well, what I would suggest then is y'all go for a walk. And whatever you seem to have misplaced in the upstairs room will stay there. I have no problem with providing a bit of storage in trying times. But you should get her to a cleric immediately. There aren't too many down here in the Lantern, but if you head up Dory Halcombe Road, there are quite a few up there. This time of night, even if you do work for that, she pauses for a moment, looking for a kind way to say this. Bastard. Sable. You don't deserve to go down like this. So I'd like it if you folks could give her a lift to a temple for some healing. If that wouldn't be too much trouble.
Belle will kind of like do kind of like nod, bow, and just, of course, madam.
I think if you do that, if you do that for her, we in the Lantern District like to make sure that everybody's taken care of. I'm sure that you could keep whatever belongings you need upstairs for a night or two. Heck, I might even have some food that needs to be thrown out tomorrow morning. Maybe you could give me a hand with some of that.
Of course.
Do you need help making it?
Potentially. We are looking for
abilities.
work.
He's got a little burner in a hand.
Are
I've
you
integrated tools that I took chef's, utensils, cook's utensils.
You're a
That's
chef?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, that is one of my jobs. Yes, ma'am.
Can't say
She
it's
is
something I
quite
expected.
good.
Interesting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, tell you what. You get her to a healer, you come back here bright and early. I'll knock on wherever you are, deciding to nap here tonight. Trixxi, I would suggest you don't come back to this room today. You let us put the deep cleaners in, bring the kobolds in to give it a once-over. And, we'll just say the lot of you owe me a favor. We'll find a nice place for, what remains of Mr. Brodvik here, to be found by the local authorities.
His wife is not going to be pleased to hear he found his demise at the Glory.
Well, he didn't find his demise at the Glory. I have a feeling that he got a bit ripped and went out for a walk. Accidentally fell into one of the crab pools down below.
Dump him at the garter.
Is that something that happens very often?
Oh, the crabs eat people all the
Depends.
time, sugar. Some of them are as big as this bed.
Reminds me of home already.
If you could remind the kobolds not to touch past the curtain, I do not want their grubby paws off on my experiments. Please.
I'll do what I can. In the meanwhile, you all get to one of the temples. You make sure that this one doesn't keel over.
I would only be so lucky, Trixxi will say under her breath.
I appreciate the hospitality.
It's no problem. In the morning, we'll discuss your plans and what you intend to do while you are in Prospect. You were foolish enough to come here in the first place. You must
And I'm
have
sure we
big
all have our
ambitions.
reasons.
Now get. And Justice, I believe that you were holding some money for Miss Taliina'a to give to me? He nods and hands over the coins that Taliina'a had provided him as a bribe. Y'all get. Justice, fetch the kobold. You're going to be helping him here. You're going to be on your hands and knees scrubbing, boy.
Lily is going to walk over to, I'm sorry, I don't recall his name. Arkville?
Akvir, who is going to kind of...
Arkville.
Akvir.
You okay? We're gonna get you help your help. Anyway, he's gonna scoop a map and carry him out to get him help too.
Okay. With that-
I'm so sorry.
I think, yeah. While Trixxi is saying, Belle's gonna start quietly offering Taliina'a her cloak or jacket to be like, you better cover up.
Thank you, but most coats don't work for me. And she's gonna limply raise her wings. Most of mine are custom.
Can they fold down for a little bit?
Actually, she's just gonna droop them and they're just gonna hang limp from her back.
Then cover up the blood.
Thank.
And shake the coat
Yeah.
at her a bit more firmly.
She's gonna grab it and kind of just, rest it over her shoulders.
Okay. With that, you're going to be ushered out, making your way out into the Lantern District proper. Now, those of you who are from this area, you can do me a favor, and you, as you step out onto the busy street, can make me we'll say a religion check to know where the churches are. So that would be Trixxi, and that would be Taliina'a. Anybody else who thinks they would have studied maps or something like this of religious centers in the city or paid attention on your walk through can make the roll with disadvantage if you'd like, but
12.
Zoe would have. She wanted to go.
Also
to
a
the,
12. I am not a very religious.
Neither of us have probably been to many of the churches or temples.
I definitely don't. I'm not on my knees
Whoa.
praying, if you know what I mean.
all right, so
Neither
Zoe,
am I.
you can roll me with disadvantage,
oh
Zoe.
no. Okay, well I got a 17 and I got a 15, but I have -2 to religion because it's int and I'm not proficient. So that's a 13.
You still rolled,
Womp
you rolled higher than both of them, though.
womp.
So while you didn't know if there was a Church of Brig here, there's probably an inn or a tavern that is dedicated to him where the drinks are super cheap and like it all basically is like almost like the way that monks would brew beer for a monastery. They probably this place probably opens like one day a week and provides cheap food, cheap beer, or free to those who can't afford even a low pittance, and so on. You're not sure that would be open this time of day, but you do know that there are a couple of temples that are up in the higher levels. You would have read about them on your way through. So what you would know, and I'm going to say with a 12, the rest of you are going to have a sense of this as well. You know that there is the House of Farewells, which is a mortuary and also the Temple of the Orphan. Affixed to its side is a coffee shop that is open at most daylight hours, kind of into the evening, for students, called the Holy Grounds of Marab. This is about midnight, so we'd be closing up right about now, but the House of Farewells would still be open. There is a shrine to Gren, the dwarven god of blacksmithery and crafting and mercantile pursuits, as well as there is, at the Orichalcum row, right along one of the old walls, there is an old temple to the Widow of the Walls, Beatrice, the goddess of cities. So those are the three easiest options for you. Where would you want to go?
Which is closer.
From this point, they're probably all about the same. They're still about a 2-kilometer walk through winding stairwells and so on.
Well, the madam said Orichalcum Road, which is cheapest.
That you didn't roll well enough for.
I didn't roll at all.
True.
Let's just make our way to the House of Farewells. I know that they're...
Yeah,
I didn't want to go through
be-
like that.
All right.
isn't how I
sounds
imagine tonight would be going.
Oh, how did you imagine tonight going, Taliina'a?
Actually, I imagined a half-decent sleep somewhere that isn't the Garter. Because I do have a lovely bed there. But no. I couldn't go home tonight.
I mean, you
Oh.
could, but you're very badly wounded.
What did you?
I'd get more
did you
badly
pause?
wounded if I went home.
What,
I
you were
feel
supposed to
like you
bring back-
paused out at that point.
Bring back some girls?
Or worse.
And with that, Tali is going to, in Trixie's exact voice and tone, mock her with "Bring back some girls."
Bring back some girls? Hey, how did you...
Well,
I don't like that.
Yeah, how do you think I'm so good at my job?
Well, here's your job exactly.
My job is complicated.
Oh,
I'm a
I got it all of
Not-
ours.
Not exactly filling me with confidence.
We can talk about this in a little bit.
Just don't believe everything she says. Her tongue is twisted.
My tongue is heavenly, I'll have you know.
I've been sensing a lot of innuendo, and you're not wearing very much on this chilly evening. Is your talk inappropriate to talk about in the House of Farewells?
Mhm.
Is
My
this a
job's-
later conversation kind of thing?
I think it's a later conversation kind of thing.
Understood.
You wind your way up through the lower districts, the Lantern District leaving behind you, going into the dark. The roads above you are well maintained in a way that the Lantern District simply can't be. As you work your way up, Orihalcum Row's not too far above. In fact, it's the exact higher district. But even then, it takes you about 20 minutes to find your way. You leave the raucous sounds of late-night partying behind you. And as you do, you make your way and find yourself in front of an immense cathedral. It has giant, swooping arches. It has architecture that's very reminiscent of particularly like Toulousian architecture, very, very Gothic. Much different than the other buildings, which are much more subtle, much more utilitarian. The stones here are gray and blue, and you can see that it is marked with the sign of the Orphan, the god of death and the dead. A golden ball above the front doorway. The doors remain open. And as you enter, you will find that despite the chill of the night air of Prospect, the inside of the temple is, at the very least, a nice, balmy temperature. There's a fire blazing in the brazier ahead. And you can see several robed individuals moving up and down. Now, the Church of the Orphan is not... It's not the same as a lot of churches. This is a place of the dead. And yet it's supposed to be comforting, welcoming. There's a foyer immediately inside of the front doors, which you can see through the next set of doors from on the other side into where that fire is burning. Inside of this front foyer, there are places for you to remove your coats. There are cubbies for you to put items that you don't need to hang on to. There's a little shop in the side that's closed up where you can buy funeral flowers and wreaths and other trinkets to leave with the dead. And you also see that there are a number of sitting areas. As you look into the main body of the cathedral itself, though, you'll see that there are two immense rows of pews that line all the way up to the front. But along each side, built almost like a library, you are going to see drawers. Drawers with iron latches. And iron drawers built into the side. There is a ladder on either side of the room connected to a track. and actually, pardon me, there would be 2 ladders with these strange hooks on each rung that matches up with one of these drawers. And you can see several monastic figures slowly working around, tidying, cleaning. A couple of them, the smaller ones, gnomes and halflings, are even inside of a couple of these open drawers, polishing and cleaning the insides of them. What do you do? Do you try to get their attention? Do you try to look around? In the front foyer, you would see that, or foyer if you're nasty, you'd see that there is an old golden bell.
Trixie's gonna ring the bell.
A moment later, a short figure will round the corner and say, "Just a minute, I'll be right there." Around the corner, a short, well, actually, a tall gnome rounds the corner, I should say, dressed in the flowing dark robes of the orphan. He is bald. You can see where he shaves the side of his head to keep those little wisps from growing around his ears. Long drooping ears, brown skin, and no hair to speak of aside from his eyebrows, which are quite majestic. We're talking like wild eyebrows, like Willem Dafoe eyebrows, and a little soul patch. Good evening. How can I help you? My name is Priest Caster.
I'm hoping to get some healing done.
We have 2
For both of them. The really
Oh
carrying.
my. Yes, I absolutely can do so. What happened? Please, come into the side office. We have a room for healing.
Yes, sir. We were attacked. Me and my companions.
Attacked. Well, that's not good. I mean, I guess I'm honestly surprised that we haven't seen more folks like you in today on arrival day. But, you come on in. He leads you into a side room where there are a couple of exam tables built into the floor, old stone. He pulls a piece of parchment down a roll onto one of them. That goes... Lay on top of the parchment, please.
Tali's gonna take the coat off and hand it back to Belle and pop up.
Alright. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. That's quite a wound. I'm surprised that you're still on your feet.
I'm good at dealing with pain.
What attacked you? This is
Don't really know. We couldn't get a good look at it, really.
Don't know.
Is there like some cleric-patient confidentiality?
I'm not going to knock on you. No, you can trust me. Unless you were cavorting with devils or something like that.
Taliina'a, I was gonna like raise her eyebrow a little bit.
Well, I mean, I'd have to report that. We don't truck in infernalism here. But, besides that, no, I wouldn't report anything.
Someone was bleeding and touched some ColdIron. Unrefined ore. And it turned them into a weird flesh monster.
That sounds like one hell of an allergic reaction, but fair. Well, give me just a moment. For our services, we for healing like this, I normally would charge 25 pieces of gold as a donation to the church.
She'll ruffle through her pouch. I hope that
I've got 5. Can
Can you
I
offer him a lap dance? Like, what are we talking here?
No, can I start a telepathic connection with the priest and then try to convince him in his own voice to accept 5?
Sure, you can try. You can absolutely try. Give me a persuasion roll.
You got it. Okay, that's a 19.
Okay.
That's a 26 to basically open his mind and in his own voice, like in his own inner monologue, basically try and convince himself that 5 sounds reasonable in this instance.
And you only have 5 on you?
I only have 5 on me. I haven't been paid yet.
Well, I can't leave you like this, so, if 5 will be fine for the basic cure wounds. As well, I guess I have to honor that agreement with the next one as well, so, I can heal him up for another 5. I'll be sleeping soon, and it requires very little of me anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, who's going first? I suppose I'll heal you first. Let's see what's going on here. And he hovers his hands above your wound, this ragged cut down your sternum. His hands glow with the light of the orphan. And nothing happens.
Oh!
I see.
I think that's how that's supposed to go, is it?
No, it's not. This wound is resisting healing. I could try something larger, but... Let me just, I have good news and bad news. I might have something that can fix this, but you'll have to give me a couple of minutes to check my records.
That would be amazing, thank you.
Good. Please, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back momentarily. And he is going to leave
Could you heal? He just got shot by a regular bullet wound.
Oh, yes, regular bullets. I hear those all the time. Just one moment. Let's see. Orphan is good. Orphan is great. Take some healing. Take 8. And he's going to... Thank you. I feel much better already. Oh, I feel like I was in the middle of a fever dream.
I'm so sorry, Akvia.
And Trixxi, are you okay?
I'm fine. You took a bullet from me. You stood up for me.
I mean, it was the least I could do. You're in trouble, and you're my friend. Well, I'll leave you here. I'll be back momentarily. Don't go anywhere. And don't open that cupboard. Probably mimics in there or something. And he'll leave.
Well, now I have to open the cupboard. He told me not to open the cupboard. Why would he say not to open the cupboard?
Because there are mimics in there. That's what he said.
It's fine. I'm going to ignore it. And then Talios. Oh my gosh. Trixie's gonna go run up to Akfir and give him like a big hug.
Whew. Oh, hey.
She will put him on the ground
Oh, thank you.
and kind of shove him towards you.
You carry me all the way here?
Oh, yes, sir. You can walk on your own, Michael. I would have
Yeah,
carried Dolly
this is...
too, but I can only carry one person.
Fair.
I don't know any of your names.
Well, I'm Akfir.
I'm Dolly.
Well, I know you,
Oh,
Akfir.
yeah. Nice to meet you.
Belle's gonna slip out the door though and go poke around a little bit because being told to stay in a room where she doesn't know the situation and people don't seem very thrilled with them so far, she's gonna try and be stealthy and just be out there so she could maybe overhear something if he's plotting against us or trying to call guards or something.
Make me a stealth roll.
That is going to be, if I could pull my character sheet up, that would be great. 21.
All right. Like a cat, you slink out into the foyer. Where are you headed? Are you looking for, trying to follow where this gnome has gone?
Just kind of probably lingering toward, if he's going to look something up, he's probably in one of the side or back rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of lingering down the hallway. If there's any columns to hide behind, she'll kind of do that and just slowly.
Totally. There absolutely
listening
are.
carefully to hear his voice.
And you are going to see a couple of these mortuary assistants in the house of, in the main chapel area, slowly dragging a squeaking gurney, which atop of it has a very plain casket. And they're going to drag it over to where one of these pairs of ladders are, roll the ladders next to it, and you see that these hooks on the sides of the ladders are going to hook beneath the casket, locking it in place. And then slowly, they're going to start to turn a winch that is at the base of each of these sliding ladders, cranking up this casket to a height of about 40 feet. At which point they will slide it gently in to one of these storage drawers. Walking behind him, you'll see that he has gone into a side room and is poring through a couple of books, muttering to himself. He doesn't seem like he's doing anything against you. But as you look inside of the room, you're going to see that it's a small library, about a 20 by 20, pretty small, packed with scrolls, books, a little reading nook. However, off to the side, right next to the door, you're going to see that there is a skeletal hand that is mounted there, holding a ring of keys off one of the fingers, kind of behind him.
I'm not going to steal from him
Okay.
or anything. I just wanted to make sure that he's not like keeping us in a room until guards could arrive or something.
Doesn't appear. He seems like he's legit. And as you're watching him back in the room, what's everybody doing there?
I think Carrion is just looking around and kind of like poking at stuff if there's any like items hanging around on surfaces.
So you can see that there's a number of charts there that basically, some of them are slightly ironic. One of them is like, you should stop smoking unless you want to play ball with the orphan faster or sooner.
Great.
Type of things. It's basically like a cheesy, like, clinic office. Very well worn floor. Very well worn. You can actually see that they have recently laid down a thin sheet of what is equivalently linoleum in here. It smells like cleaning chemicals. And as you are doing that, you're going to hear in the corner inside of that shelf, that cupboard.
I'm not the only one who's hearing that, am I?
No, I can hear it too.
The door is going to go.
And if I'm remembering correctly, that's the one he said not to open?
Said there was mimics or something. Apparently.
That it
I don't know.
could be a mimic?
Anyway, it could be a mimic. I
don't know
mean,
what
we
it
could
sounds
go
like.
open it, and then he won't heal Taliina'a. I don't really care, because she's if we piss off this cleric, so go for it. I say open it.
Everyone deserves healing though. And Zoe's probably poking around and now playing with some sort of doodad, some sort of cleric healing device, you know, like medical supplies
Mm-hmm.
that she's never seen before.
You've got a reflex
Like,
hammer.
Yeah.
You got a reflex hammer, and you've got what looks like a spoked spur on a handle that you can.
Ooh. He's gonna play with them.
Okay.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Another.
Well,
pretty
we're
good.
focusing on everyone else, but just like tinkering.
Okay.
Trixxi is fussing over Akfir, making sure like his hair is smoothed out and just like making sure
I'm
like
fine.
he's
I'm fine,
okay.
Trixxi. Thank you. I'm sorry about that feller who shot me, though. Did he?
Wow, apologizing for someone else who shot you.
I don't remember much of what happened at the end there, but I do remember seeing a body, and I don't want anybody to kill anybody on my behalf. I don't want anybody to die on my behalf.
Better them than you, generally speaking.
He was gonna kill all of us. It was self-defense.
So
But you stood up to him for me, which is
a few of you have
the nicest.
Like I said, you're my
You
friend.
have been here for quite a long time. Sorry, I realize this is a sentimental moment and I'm interfering.
You mean in Prospect?
Well, I just got here.
I'm from Burden, actually, myself. It's a bit up north. We provide most of the agriculture for Prospect.
I was born here. I've been here 19 years.
That seems deeply unfortunate from what little I've seen so far.
It's not so bad
Really?
once you get used to it. If it's all you've ever known,
You need to see more of the
then
world.
it's all you've ever known, right?
So, there's not a lot of clerics around.
I've never had need of one. All our healing's
like
always
three-
done in-house.
3 temples.
Well, do you get a lot of tieflings or fiendish types? Seemed like they weren't very into the infernalism here. Admittedly makes me feel a little uncomfortable.
I mean, when it comes to exotic, she's gonna just kind of gesture to herself.
Right. Well, have you seen someone yay
yeah.
tall, big horns, red skin, black hair?
Are you part tiefling?
Where do you think the horns and the tail came from?
I don't know. I just never seen a green tiefling much before.
Yeah, well,
And
that's
usually not so small of horns.
thanks
No
to
offense, they're cute.
my mother was an orc. It happens.
Oh.
Kelly, in my
Mhm.
wanderings around town, have I run into anybody matching that kind of description?
You can make me an intelligence roll to see if you have.
Okay. Intelligence, that's going to be a 14.
Off the top of your head, nobody like that. Although, you did see somebody who had kind of like the same type of vibe that she does. But it was a guy, like kind of a younger dude.
Okay, well, how about like this tall with like slightly, she's like kind of like gesturing horn shape and be like, but like with tusks.
Yeah,
Kind
you
of a
saw.
larger frame.
Yeah, that seems more accurate. That was
Yeah.
quite a
Way
while
too
ago.
soft for this world.
Yeah, that was...
Like
I remember someone like that.
Months
it was
ago.
a while ago, though. A couple months, probably. Passed
Where did
through
they go?
town. I don't know.
So you're looking for someone's. What else has brought you to a lovely town of Prospect? I've only been here for a few months. I suffered an unfortunate accident. Points to her completely prosthetic arm. And I'm looking for someone as well, but more of a... They killed someone and I want to exact revenge type deal, and I didn't realize it was 5,000 gold to get out, so I'm making money and also improving this because I want to kill
Sorry,
him.
say again. How much to leave?
It's 5,000 gold to leave.
You didn't know that?
Carrion's trying to like think back to the interview they had and the information she's learned. She's like, I know about the entry fee.
Oh yeah, there's the exit fee. The exit fee is where they get you. It's 5,000 to leave.
So it's
So welcome
entirely
to Prospect.
just corrupt through and through. Fantastic.
She's gonna Tali's gonna kind of like do like a bit of a mocking bow and be like, absolutely.
we're gonna cut to the library room again, where Belle, watching silently, you're going to see the priest go, haha, got it, perfect. Okay, and he's going to grab a tome and turn and start heading back. Are you going to scamper back to the room?
Yes.
Okay. So as you are saying that, Taliina'a, Belle is going to slide back into the door of the room and probably just like gently shut it a little bit.
Wait, when did you leave?
What do you mean? I've been here the whole time.
The door is going to
An
open,
impressive skill.
and Brother Castor is going to enter. I do have some... Okay, as I said, good news, bad news. Which would you like first?
Always bad first.
Bad news.
This is going to be a much more complicated procedure, and it will require some church resources. I'm going to have to do a restoration spell upon you, at which time you should be able to heal fairly normally, with my hope. If that doesn't work, I'll have to step it up to a remove curse, which will be exponentially more costly. Now, that said, you did give me your last 5 gold pieces, so I will be taking those as payment for even... I'll be waiving the failed healing. But you will be in arrears to the church. That said, the church community inside of Prospect is somewhat well tied together. And I do know of a duty that, of a problem I should say, that one of the local churches, the Widow's Church, the Church of Beatrice, is having a bit of a problem that they need sorted out. So, I'm willing to make you a trade. If you report to them tomorrow and go and aid them, I'll heal you all up, and I'll do my best to remove this with whatever magics it requires of the orphan.
Do you know what they need?
Is it rats? It's always rats in the basement.
No, not rats. It's their sacred animals being unduly stressed out. Something's attacking their sacred cats.
Really?
Yes.
I've never worked for the church before. That could be interesting.
It should be.
Can't leave any cats to suffer.
Yes. Cats are the sign of civilization, according to the Church of Beatrice. They keep the rat population at bay. They hunt all manner of vermin, snakes, and the like. And you only find cats where there's civilization, really. So obviously, it's a symbol of the church. But apparently, something is attacking or stressing out their cats the last day or so, and many of them haven't returned to their normal duties. The rat population is growing, so I guess if you don't hurry, the rats will need to be taken care of.
It all comes down to the rats. Okay. It's all this work. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So,
I can help you.
perfect.
Why don't you? Well, Tally, you know what? I'll help. I will sacrifice my day where I usually am sleeping or doing something so I get rest up so I have a good full night of work. But I will forego that and help you if you'll tell them what you were going to do with them. Be honest for a change.
Admittedly, I'm a little curious.
I sense continuing
And I will help you.
hostility.
I'm a hunter
So?
of people.
So you're a bounty hunter.
Not quite. Not quite. No. No.
Talent hunter?
I find people, usually exotic people. That could potentially have specific talents that my boss could make use of or make money off of.
You're still not explaining how this is different from a normal headhunter.
I guess a bit of a headhunter is the best layman's term way to describe what I do. I find people for the Black Spider Syndicate.
Do I know what that is?
Your boss, I'm guessing, does not treat them well, which is why Trixxi said about them disappearing.
Girls go missing. That's what the thing about town is.
Anybody who wants to can make me a history roll to find out what they know about the Black Spider Syndicate. We don't have any rogues. The rogues would automatically know.
Do I have
A
to be
history roll?
proficient?
It can.
You do not.
7.
7? You have no idea. With a 10, you know that the Black Spiders are basically like, they're a mafia.
15.
15. The Black Spider Syndicate is an intricate web of crime and retribution that stretches across to Elos, thieves, smugglers, fences, conmen, and killers. The Syndicate is a secret army made up of those that the daytime dwellers would prefer to forget. They're an impossibly difficult syndicate to root out due to their flexible hierarchy and compartmentalized information structure. They're basically, if they were a modern equivalent, I'd say they're very similar to like triads, is how they function. Very, very compartmentalized, very dangerous, and they're, I guess you could kind of say they're kind of like the Zentarum. If you want to draw another fantasy world comparison, but they are a syndicate of criminals, a mafia of criminals.
Basically, what I do is I source talent, either hunters or she's gonna gesture to Trixxi. What Trixxi does.
Admittedly, I'm not entirely clear on what Trixxi does either.
I
Consultations of
I-
some sort?
I'm not
Sorry,
sure
what
I've
did you say?
service before, but you know.
Carrion
don't
said
really know
consultations
her.
of some sort?
Yes, I have clients I consult and I perform such activities.
Naked.
Naked usually.
Is this appropriate to talk about in the House of Farewells?
I mean, this is
Prospect.
this is a medical office
Everyone's-
technically, but it is a little awkward for me as a do you sorry, I've just been standing here the whole time listening to this. Do you want the healing, or should I come back later?
Do the healing, Father. We will do we will help the Church of Beatrice. And if you need anything later, Father, I'm very good in a nun's costume.
What does that have to do with engineering? I see
Oh,
very
my.
Talia is actually going to snort at that. Because
He's going. His cheeks are going to go a deep purple. I will consider that. It has been a while since yes. Just one moment then. He raises a hand and casts restoration on you, and you're going to feel that dull, creeping ache abide. And then he'll cast Cure Wounds, and this will actually stick. Do me a favor, you're going to heal 9 hit points, which will take you back to full.
Yay! She's gonna kind of sit up and go, oh, thank you. That's
Well,
appreciated.
Of course. If this awkward time is done, then I suppose I should be getting back to work. Please let me help you off the exam table.
Can I try and sleight of hand, like, I'm assuming Trixxi has, like, cards or something that has, like, the glory
Yeah.
and then, like, her
Oh, yeah.
specific, like, a phrase
Yeah,
maybe
you have a
to offer
business
her
card.
services.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Can I make a sleight of hand to, like, put it,
Yeah,
in his
please.
pockets and also maybe feel around in there too, just to,
Yeah, sure. You feel around in his pocket for what are you looking for?
just to see.
Okay.
Not to steal anything, just to let you know, just to give him a little,
Sounds good.
which is a 23.
Okay. Real quick, 23. You're absolutely going to put that in his pocket. Let me just put it this way. He is large for a gnome. In many ways.
Nice.
And but you're also going to see that he has like a hip flask in his pocket. That is it's about half empty, as well as a ring of keys in the other one, and a pack of chewing tobacco in the other. And as you feel him up, he is going to, as Taliina'a gets off the table, he's going to pull on the parchment roll so hard that it actually is going to like rip and fall onto the ground and unravel. Bugger. That's going to, we can't use that anymore. It's not sterile. It could, can someone, they're quite heavy. Can someone please go into the cupboard there, and with my permission, and grab another one? Just don't touch the jar.
I can do that. Ellie will go over.
Okay.
I won't touch the jar.
So Zoe, it's a medical cupboard, so it's like about 10 feet wide, metal door on it, and as you open the door, you're going to see that there's plenty of medical equipment, like rubbing alcohol, there's bandages everywhere, there's a couple of those like giant rolls of parchment down at the bottom. But as you're looking at this, there is a large, about the size for like a human brain, jar, and in it is a flange-based adult toy. It is.
Of Warforged blush.
If Warforged could blush. It is bright purple. It is about the length of about a good foot long, with a tapered tip. And as you look at it, it is going to just start to harmlessly vibrate.
Oh, Father,
I
could have offered you another one. And she's gonna reach into kind of her bag and pull out another one that's very, very similar. So if you needed another one, I've also
stay away. Can you make me a dex save?
Yep. Dex is gonna be a 19.
A 19, cool. You're going to dodge out of the way. As you pull that out, he's going to go, "Foul thing!" and is going to Sacred Flame the toy in your hand. And it's going to fall to the ground and just melt into a pile of whatever it's made of. It's not silicone in this day and age.
Nope.
Oh, it was just a toy. Oh.
I'm confused. What is that then?
And then
is that really a mimic?
And then suddenly little lashes and suckers are going to come out the side and start banging on the side of the jar that it's in and go.
She will grab the parchment and shut the doors.
That was rather difficult to remove due to its adhesive slime.
I will imagine. Oh.
Oh my father.
Well, not from me. Yes. Please report to the church in the morning. Lady Arabinel of there will be able to help you. Late sister Arabinel, I suppose. Yes.
Can I have that one? Because mine's done. Mine's melted.
It's a living creature. We're sending that up the chain to be investigated. If it's bad enough the number of people that come in here with all manner of unflanged things put up their posteriors that I have to remove, and they say, "Oh, I fell on it." Of course you fell on it. Yes, I mean, we all just fall on things like that on a regular basis. I couldn't get it out. Of course not. It has to have a flared base to prevent. No. No one is getting that. That is a living creature that has caused a lot of trouble.
It's a friendly mimic.
Well,
Admittedly, I
imagine
think this is something you should I don't want to think about it.
They're nice.
people.
They're friendly.
And it's
think
food
they breathe.
source.
No.
Is it like a tapeworm?
No.
That one is much.
It's not like a tapeworm.
Look, that.
I don't think it lives off pleasure.
Yes. It is most. No. You may go.
Damn it. I'm gonna have to get a new one.
What is with the current generation?
You're not
I
dead.
ask myself this
I
regularly.
don't know.
Thank you.
And Belle will start trying to herd the others out while we still have our money in our hands.
Father, where might I be able to send to pay my respects to the late princess?
Yes, here anytime, you may.
Is there a place for a way flower?
Presently,
Or just generally?
just generally you can pray here, of course, but if needed, you could make yourself up. There is presently a collection at Pharaoh Square. It's just down here toward the central stairs. You'll see there's a great monument of the departed Empress. It's being
Yes, she wouldn't have messed that up, sorry. She said princess.
No,
She wouldn't have messed that up.
No, you were absolutely correct. It is a monument to the departed Empress, her grandmother. So there is a monument there in the center of Pharaoh Square. So you were absolutely right. There's a lot of dead royals. That's pretty much all they do.
Just before I go, you wouldn't happen to know of someone yay tall, dark skin, horns, tusks,
Not off the top of my head. They haven't come through here at the very
cleric
least.
of life?
Cleric of
No.
life. Of which faith?
I don't know. It was a rebellion of some sort.
God of
Hold on,
Rebellion.
No, not the rebellion.
Oh,
Like, I didn't really pay attention. I thought it was a phase.
it does not sound familiar to me. I'm very sorry.
Have you thought about getting portraits done of your missing people? So then you can hold up a picture and go, have you seen this tiefling? work?"
Admittedly, I'm not exactly artistic. It would make my life a lot easier.
I mean, I'm pretty good at whipping up like blueprints. I could try and see if I could like at least get down the basic
Well,
like
It would be
features.
way more helpful if they looked like me.
Tali's gonna head out the door.
thank you so much. I really appreciate your time here. And the Church of Beatrice will be much obliged for your aid. He'll usher you back out onto the street.
Once on the street, Tali is actually going to kind of stretch out and stretch her wings out completely because they were sore. And you'll see she actually has a very large wingspan. She got wings.
So where are you all headed? Back to grab some sleep finally in that room?
Yes, I think so.
Okay,
How
back.
long did they want us to stay out? Wasn't it quite a while?
Well, your rooms are fine. I think it was my room that was.
Right. We could stay above.
Akvia, where are you staying tonight?
I've got well, I mean, you were letting me stay with you, remember? So I guess nowhere. I guess I could stay. There's probably like a late night coffee shop or something that I could buy a couple of cups and then sleep in the corner.
We'll find you a place. Come here.
Oh, only if you're sure. I don't want to intrude.
You're not intruding, Akvia.
Sounds good. Maybe there was this noodle cart kind of near your place. I got a little bit of money. I could buy y'all some food for your trouble.
Sure.
I could
That
eat.
sounds fun.
Admittedly, I am
Certainly
quite
appreciated.
hungry.
They had
I
like
love
some
the
good-
simple food from here.
they got cactus tempura. It's pretty good. Well, once you take the nettles out.
Temper
I'll
what?
try it both ways, I think.
We'll
It,
take your word for it.
it's fried vegetables inside of a batter. Kind of like fritters.
Fantastic.
It's pretty good.
Sure, sign me up.
As you wander back, you find yourself back in the Lantern District. It's an easy walk at this point. Without carrying people, the way back feels like it only takes about 10 minutes. But as you are walking by, you can see the glory glittering in front of you in the corner. And before it, there is a there is that little noodle shop. It's a noodle cart with about 12 people worth of seating, all arranged there. A couple of giant sarns asleep at the front of it, ready to pull it. Basically, picture like the back end of a semi-trailer, but it's a noodle cart being pulled by small dinosaurs. There are about a half dozen people sitting there that you can see, and a couple of frog-like people working behind the counter, moving around quickly, pulling noodles out, frying things, working at great speed. Can I get a perception roll from everyone as you're walking down the street? Okay.
Well, I rolled a 19.
Perfect.
Or 20.
10.
22.
22? Okay. So
16.
perfect. So Trixxi and Carrion, you're not going to notice this unless somebody directs your attention to it, because the smell of the wafting curry and noodles is mixing in the air, and you can smell a little bit of alcohol as well. Some type of whiskey or tequila is sharp in the air around here. The place is absolutely alive, which is more than can be said for the people midway between where you are. The side entrance to the Garter is just off to the side there. Your place of work. The Gilded Garter. Around it, there is a flock of people, a good 20 or 30 deep, all standing in a ring around the side entrance. As you approach, you see a half-elven woman, surrounded by a couple of city watch agents. She has a badge of the city on her plain clothes, long coat, long cloak that dangles down around her. There's a body on the ground, covered in a sheet. And as you all... Are you getting closer?
Yeah, Tali's gonna try and get up to see what's happening and who it is.
Belle is going to just... What's happening over there?
That's my
And
work.
not try and go closer, though, because she doesn't want to get pulled in case that's where they dumped the body.
What? Oh, I'm selling a new. Oh.
And as you are getting closer, you are going to see the woman plainclothes officer flip over the sheet, revealing the damaged, bloody, and all too dead face of a half-elven woman that you will recognize Taliina'a as Varen Ashbrook, Sable's second in command. A gunshot wound in the center of her forehead. And you'll be there just in time to hear, well, looks like we got a revenge killing in our hands, boys. Let's get to work and pick up any of the other bodies that are inside. The investigator stands up. But you are already blended back in with the crowd, all of you. And I think that's where we're going to call game for today.
Can I get one line in to Tally?
Sure. What is your line?
Well, I don't think I will be working for your job. If that is good normal.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to call game there then. So, folks, that's going to be ColdIron Episode 2. Oh, what am I going to do? There was something I was going to tell you, and what was it? It was, welcome to level 2. That's right.
Woo!
So welcome to level 2, y'all. So roll
Oh
your
my god!
Invocations.
roll your hit
I
points.
get magic.
I get
to
so much
infuse-
magic.
I get
I
to
have no
infuse
fucking-
my gun as a +1.
Which, speaking of invocations, I was
Mm.
wondering, Kelly, if you want to develop any for this pact, because there are a lot of pact-based ones
Oh, that's a good
that I
idea.
had to
Yeah,
take out of the list.
that's a good idea. So let's talk about that after I get home before next game.
That's a 1. Okay, that's better. 7.
What do I roll?
Oh. All right, that was a 6 on my d6. Yeah.
All right. Zoe, what do we get?
I wasn't typing. I have to look up. I have to look up what I roll. Let me think.
Would you
get
get?
6 on my D8?
Nice.
Oh yeah, I got.
I rolled a
Fuck.
1 and then re-rolled and got a 7.
Yeah, I got a 1 first, and
Ooh,
then
nice.
rolled and got a 9.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
I have
So,
21 hit points.
yay! I don't have to kill you in one hit anymore. All right.
Woohoo!
So, folks, that's going to be episode 2. We'll be back next Sunday with episode 3 as we continue our little voyage, our little adventure into Prospect. You guys get a fetch quest next episode that I'm really excited about because it's dumb and fun and will be a good party building exercise, which is a great thing to do. Get them in with mystery, then link them in with something dumb. Great tension there, by the way, between Tally and Trixxi. Good job.
I loved it. It was so good. Like, I thought last game was great, like good first game, but damn, like this has been so good because we had like the kind of like, oh shit, can we talk ourselves out of this? Oh, okay, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be okay. And then having those two sniping at each other.
Oh my
was
god, that
amazing.
was great.
You guys
That
did
was
that
great.
so well.
Oh, Robin, that was
I
awesome.
hope I didn't push you too much for your backstory a little bit, but I'm like, this is a way that Trixxi will kind of warm up to Tally if she can be honest for once about what she
Well, and
thinks.
it's all really valid questions too,
Mhm.
right? You know,
Yeah.
it's not really like prodding. It's
No.
hey, what the fuck?
And it's great because it helps move the story along for the rest of us 3
Hmm.
Mhm.
to know the background because we know it from having watched your scene,
Yeah.
but we don't know it.
Well, and you guys are going to
Lots
get...
of backstory left to go though.
One
am
thing I want to
So
ask
invested
Kelly,
now.
that I forgot. Well, I did ask a while ago at character creation and stuff, but then I forgot to follow up if you actually looked. There is a bunch of not a bunch, but there's some new spells that were created from Kibbles for the Artificer. So they have a spell
Sure.
list
Okay.
in their thing.
I think most of them would be fine. Let me run through them before next game,
Mhm.
and just
Yeah.
if you're going to take any of them, just remind me which one so I can make sure. But Kibbles does really solid stuff. I'm fine with 95% of what they do, probably. So
Yeah.
I consider them to be publishing as good a stuff as Wizards of the Coast, at least. So I'm happy to look at that and happy to say yes. And if anybody needs new spells, if you're finding that there's something that is not working well, or you would like a different variation of something, I'm more than happy to help you do that. So let me know. Besides that, folks, that's going to be it for us tonight. We will see you on this week. We'll see you on Tuesday with Shards of Nirn. So be sure to come back for that and learn a couple of things that are actually going to be very important for next episode of ColdIron. But we will touch on that very soon. A big thank you to everybody who makes this stream possible and who makes this show possible over on Patreon. Patreon.com/dorktales is the primary, it's my primary income. So please go supplement it so that I can afford to eat while I write this game. Go join the likes of our divine producer, my mom, and Shycon Day Vermillion. It sounds like there are a couple when I say it like that. So maybe I should put a little, my mom, also Shycon Day Vermillion, our demonic producer, Sorcerer Sanguine, our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, Karasha Urquhart, and Big Nut, our monster maker Soul Omen, and our High Council, Taryn, Dustin, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Chef Aladeth, Larouk, Mike Baxter, Brian Kaler, Nerdy Metal Gent, Grumpy Owl, Cody, and David Prophet. You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for all you do for us and for keeping us on the air and for keeping me in food. And speaking of which, I'm going to go have some noodles after that. We'll see you next time here on ColdIron. Good night, y'all.